Guys, you ready for an impactful day today? We got phone calls blowing up. We're late. We got a closing on a multi-million-dollar Highland Park lot, because that's what we do. We build multi-million-dollar homes. We make big money doing it. We got to go check on our two projects. We're coming in like 2-3 weeks. One's about to sell. Profit $700K on that one deal. So yeah, excited, man. My project manager is still in Spain. He'll be back Friday, so I got to take care of everything this whole week. So let's go. A bunch of shit I got to do. We're at the title company, about to sign $1 million. It was $1.35 million for the land. The budget's $1 million, and then sell it for $4 million. We got the survey right here. This is where we're gonna know if it has any easements or any flood zones or anything like that going on. This one looks good. So, guys, we're still here at the title company. There was a little misconstrued paperwork in there. That's why you got to make sure you read your documents. The term of this is supposed to be 18-month term. Well, the documents reflect only 12. So we're getting the updated document sent over. So we're gonna wait for it. So make sure you always read, because you don't want to sign something that's 12 months and you actually need 18 months. Or you could sign 12 months and then 12 months, they're gonna say your loan's due, or get an extension fee and then you gotta pay more money, when it really originally should have been 18 months, because that's why it's signed on the term sheet. So always proofread your documents before you put that signature on there. Talk to him.
Yeah,
first.
I will.
Okay. All right. See ya. Guys, we just closed on another multi-million-dollar property, baby. Let's go. Well, we're about to go to my favorite place in the world, the bank. It's where I don't see no haters at. It's where I don't see no negative people. All I see is a bunch of positive individuals cashing checks. So that's where I'm going right now, cash some checks. And then, gotta go eat, man. I'm starving. I haven't eaten since breakfast. I only had some egg whites, so we gotta go eat, fuel this body, get it ready for my workout later. I already did my cardio this morning, did about 45 minutes. I walked the dogs outside, and I made a YouTube video for y'all. And I'm making another one, the second YouTube video today. So yeah, been working my ass off all day. Still got to go by Highland Park. We haven't done that yet. And then I got a new accountant that started. He's at the office. Got to go by there, make sure he's all right. I love it. I love it. I like to stay busy, and I like to work each and every day. I don't like sitting around wasting my time. So yeah, I'll see y'all. All right, we just got fed. Pretty good. I went to Joey's. They have the best chicken lettuce wraps in all of Dallas. Even better than Moxie's. So if you're looking for lettuce wraps, go to Joey's. It's the best. But now we're gonna go to Highland Park, deal with this permit stuff. They've been a pain in my ass trying to get these permits completed. So the good news is I just closed on that other Highland Park lot this morning. And now I know every single thing they're gonna ask me for, and I almost got the plans done already for that home I just bought today. So hopefully we get that one here in like 30 days. Boom, start building, big profits. That might make up for the other ones. Anyway, yep, we're still cruising, man. Stay with us. I got a special surprise for y'all too later. I got one of my good buddies is gonna make a cameo on here. I was locked up with him over 2 years at one unit, and he's got a lot of prison stories that he's gonna share with y'all. He remembers everything. I forget forget a bunch of stuff, but he knows everything. He's got some really funny stories, so excited to have him share it. Stay tuned. All right, Muhammad, everything good? I don't know. Well, went to the bank, and guess who I saw in there? I saw the bank teller. I didn't see no hater. I saw the bank teller. There ain't no haters in there. Now, done with that. Let's go by McMillan. We got to take our pictures for the draw process. Need to request about 100,000 for the different homes, for the driveways and the cabinets, and got the pools in. So got to request a draw. Need some money. Pay me back. Yeah. Get all the contractors paid up. That's it. And then my buddy should showing up about 5:30. Should be showing up about 5:30. Then I gotta go work out. My day won't be over for another 5 hours. Could probably just use a hard money lender and take down the whole thing, land and construction, for a little bit more than 100K. Probably like 140, maybe 130. Do you have that?
Okay. Not right now, no, but I'm getting it with that Jamapi guy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting it.
Have you started yet? Have you gotten it?
Obviously, but
Have you gotten any funding yet, or not yet?
yes. Yeah, so far. So here's the thing: is that so far I have like 45,000 between U.S. Bank and Chase. Chase only gave me 10,000 because I already have a bunch of cards for my mortgage business. But we have a bunch of applications with other banks. We're just waiting to hear back. And then also I got a, now here, this is a little bit tricky because I got a Amex card in my real estate development business name. And it's like, they said that there's no limit for now, which I don't understand what that means, but they said, but at the same time, it's only 6 months, no interest.
Oh, really?
So
what is it? Platinum, or what is it?
It's one of these gold ones.
Oh, okay. Gold? Nice. Well, that's cool.
Here, look. See this? See that?
Yeah, nice. I like it. It's good stuff. All right, so we still got to get some business funding, but you're already looking for land.
Yeah, did you get those 3 in Slack?
I'm looking it up right now.
Okay.
Oh,
All
did you
these
send?
places are North San Diego County.
Yeah, I got them right here. North San Diego.
Yep.
Is there a certain lot that we're looking at over there that these CMAs are reflecting? Or you just got CMAs based on a neighborhood or area or what?
I don't know. You asked for CMAs, and so I told my colleague that we need. I don't even know what CMA was, right? And then he sent me these. So, but I have. Let me see if I have that.
So it looks like homes are selling for what, 290 in the area?
The lots. The lot is
Okay,
290.
lots.
And then he's saying that they'll sell for like 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4.
Yeah, that's what I'm needing. Did you attach those in there also? Let me just look through them. So normally we get the CMA if we say we find a lot 123 Main Street. It's 240,000. Then I'll ask for the CMA for new construction homes built around that lot. So then they pull a CMA, they put in the filters, hey, it's got to be new construction home in the last 6 months that sold within half a mile vicinity of this address, boom, which is that lot. And then it spits it all out, all the information, and that's the CMA. So then we research it and figure out, oh, this is, home, these 5 homes sold, really close to our prospective land. They're all 4,000 square feet, selling for $330 price per square foot. And then that kind of tells us like, okay, so that's basically what we should probably build, 4,000 square feet, blah, 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 blah. 5 bedroom, 4 baths, all that stuff. So it looks like he just...
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no address. It just says Valley Center 92082.
Yeah, I don't know what these...
The area.
Yeah. Because it says subject property, it doesn't even like, no photo available, subject property. I mean, he has an address of comparable listings. This one on Snow Creek for 200, tells you the lot square footage. 120 days on market, but these are just telling us lots. So basically, yeah, we need the new construction home CMA. The lot CMA is good too, so you know you're paying relative what other builders and other sold listings pay. So that's good also. And then a CMA on the new construction we need as well.
Like a house that's already built, you mean?
Yeah, so say you found this lot, it's 290. So it's good to pull a CMA on other lots sold. That way we know the market price and what other builders have been paying, right? But we also need a CMA of the new construction homes that they built and sold as well. So we know the price per square foot that they bought at, and then the new construction tells us the price per square foot that they sold at.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm writing notes here. All right, price per square foot bought and sold at.
Yeah, well, the land. So he can pull 2 CMAs, basically. One, it's comparative market analysis for the lot based on other lots that have sold. And one CMA is a comparative market analysis of new homes that have sold. Because we're trying to figure out and decipher, like, if we build a house, what are we building and what are we selling it for and how much profit is there between.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we can't really do too much until I get that information. But
Okay.
also we need the funding though. We can't really do too much until we get the funding.
I gotcha.
It's real. But it's good that you're looking at it and learning about your neighborhood, learning about prices, and just keep researching, keep diving in. That way you get more familiar, because then when you get the money, hopefully here in a few weeks, boom, you already know, be like, oh man, I remember that one I found, or this neighborhood's really good. I was researching these price per square foot, and it looks like these builders are making the most profit in this neighborhood. So.
Okay, yeah, because the reason why I'm looking is because as soon as I get these funds, I want to buy something and start building, because I signed up with you in October, and then I flew to Dallas in November, right? So it's already June, right? So
Yeah,
it's
I
like
hear you. Time fucking flies.
I'm trying to get this going. Yep. I ran into a little bit of a snag with because my mortgage business is so up and down, and so when it's down, you got to spend all this, put all this money on credit cards, and then your credit goes down because of it. So I ran into that, and then I had some big months, paid everything off, got the credit up, and here we are, right? So nice. I'm trying to strike while
you need to get business funding though for your business also, like, so you don't have to put them on your personal. That way it doesn't lower your personal.
No, I do, but like sometimes I max it out and I have no choice, right? So yeah, it gets crazy, but that's the good thing about mortgage though, is that like you'll have some big months, you pay it all back and then some. So here we are.
Well, cool. Also talk to who's doing your funding, Dave Evans?
Yeah.
You should talk to them. They got a lot of like other ways to get funding for your business, like credit lines and warehouse lines where they can use, your income from your mortgage, bank statement, loans, all kinds of different shit that, during down times would help you.
Well, do you think, because it looks like once we go through all of these lenders, that I could actually kind of get a lot. So do you think I should take out just as much as I need for this first build, or should I just try and get as much as I can?
Yeah, try to get as much as you can. I would get as much as you can. If you can get 400,000, get it. We can still only spend, whatever we need to spend. If it's 140, whatever it is, that's fine.
Okay.
But at least you have that available for your other company or for any other bad times,
I gotcha.
So then you really don't have to use your personal credit at all if you have that much.
Yeah, no, we'll be all right. And I think it's going to happen pretty quickly too. But yeah, so I'll just get the funding. I'll get better CMAs, and then maybe we'll hop back on a call.
Perfect. Well, yeah, man, and keep me updated on how's all the funding's going.
Will do. Appreciate you.
All right, appreciate the call. Let me know. Get that new construction CMA also. Who's your realtor? Is it in? It's not in Dallas. You said you moved to Dallas though?
No. This is all in San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego. Okay. Yeah. I thought you said something about Dallas. You came to Dallas or moved to Dallas.
Well, I was just saying because I signed up with you in October, and then I came to meet
the mastermind
in Dallas.
Yeah,
I went to the mastermind meet you.
Okay.
That was in November, and then now it's already June, so that's why I was just trying to get this going.
Yeah.
Right?
So, all right, we're gonna get it going hopefully here soon.
Sir.
I feel you. I bought a property fucking in December, and I'm still going through permitting and design. It's driving me crazy also, but time's been flying.
Yeah, it has. So, I'm a little eager on this.
All right, sounds good. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right, see you. Yep.
Peace.
Hey guys, we over here at the McMillan house. Just had a student call, getting him all warmed up with credit funding. So we're about to start blasting all the banks, getting him a lot of money for his down payment. He's already shopping for land, which I tell y'all, don't shop for land. Don't waste anybody's time. Don't waste the realtor's time until you have the funds ready. But if you want to start shopping and understanding your neighborhood, understanding your market, where's the good areas to build, where are they selling for the most price per square foot, that's fine. Just don't, bother realtors and waste their time, basically. Don't waste anybody's time. Get your money right. Then you'll know exactly what we're looking for. That's when you contact a realtor and say, hey, I need a $500,000 piece of dirt. I got 250K or I got 200K or something like that. So just got done with that. We're checking in on all the contractors we got here. It's actually lunchtime, so of course, they're sleeping and eating and doing their thing. But we do have the landscapers. We got that one under contract. Like I said a couple weeks ago to y'all, we got the driveways poured. We got the landscapers here. We got the pool done. We got the coping and tile on. We're just waiting for the fence to go up so therefore we can set the equipment, put plaster in it, and boom, we're done with the pool. They'll put turf all around it, and we'll put sod in the front, some plants, make it look really nice. But yeah, just
Hopefully the landscapers hurry. About 3 weeks. 3 weeks this thing closes, so I told them they have 2 weeks max. We got the cabinet guys. I've been on their ass trying to get this done. The Vena hood, I had the framers do the Vena hood. I said, hey, make it 42 inches and 42 inches off of the pot filler in the middle. They made it 43 and 41. So the cabinet guys get here and they fucking go to put the uppers up, the upper cabinets in, and one side's short an inch, the other side's long an inch. Messed everything up. So now I lost 2 days trying to get the framer back over here to adjust the Vena hood. I already had the drywall company come, put drywall, float it, tape mud. So man, people's time are getting wasted, and that's why I say don't waste time. Do your job correctly and fucking measure twice and cut once, because that shit wasted 2 days. Also here, I don't know what happened, but one of the valves broke in the master shower on a Sunday. Maybe it was a homeless guy got in trying to take a shower and just left it, and we had a ball in the shower drain, so the fucking water just came up and flooded the whole floors in the master. Ugh. So anyway, demoed that up and let it dry, took down some sheetrock, cleaned everything up, re-put the mat in, so it'll be fine. Sometimes these things happen, not a big deal. But keep your place locked up. Make sure nobody can enter without your permission. Make sure you have security cameras on site. That way you know exactly who did it. Because I think also my my welder was in there welding. He might have hit it and broke it. I don't know. I don't know who did it. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're gonna get it fixed and stay on track. Other than that, gotta get this stone done. Yeah. Moving along, man. Hoping to be wrap these things up here in the next 3 weeks and be done with these houses. We're about to go over to Highland Park here in a second to check on my permits. I have got to get these permits out. As you saw earlier, I just closed on another big property in Highland Park, so I'm super stoked about that. Like I said, we got about 50 million in the pipeline in development. My goal by the end of the year is to have that thing over 100, maybe 150 million in the pipeline. So yeah, just keep growing, keep growing. I love it. Come check it out.
We just left our Highland Park permit office. We got it to the next queue, which we've been fighting for. Man, it is a packet that takes a while to get set up. First of all, not just with the architect, but you gotta have the engineers, all the engineered packets. Then you have to have erosion control, and then you got to have drainage, and then you got to have fire sprinkler plan. Then you have to know what fire alarm company you're going to use. You got to have all these people register with the city of Highland Park prior to you even getting in the queue for the review. And man, it's been a mess trying to get all these contractors registered and everybody on the same page. Communication, it's summertime, everybody's traveling. You got to do it in person, and it's just, oh man, pain in my ass. But we did it. Now we're in the queue, so we should have the plans back within 7 to 10 days. They'll probably comment one time. I'll get my team on it, immediately address any comments, turn it back in, boom, plans approved. So also submitted for the permit for the demo, so hopefully we can get that demo out within the next 3-4 days, and I can demo these houses. And then once I'm done demoing, boom, the permits get approved. I start building, and let's get to this money, baby. And guys, I teach this each and every day to my students. I'm actually got a call in 14 minutes with another student. So if any of y'all are aspiring to become real estate developers, click the link below and let's get you set up. Let's get you started. Make a call with my team. We're gonna walk you through A to Z on how to become a real estate developer. Yep. Other than that, stay tuned. Got a bunch of cool shit. And like I said, we're meeting up with one of my ex-cellies when I was in the penitentiary, man. It's gonna be good shit. Stay tuned.
guys. We're just leaving the office, getting my accountant onboarded and everything, giving him access to all the Home Depot, Lowe's, Amazon, all the suppliers, all the bank accounts, so everything, so we can keep up with all the expenses. And guess what? He just found a $42 charge, unlimited coffee, that I'm paying here. I don't even drink coffee. $42 a month. I've been paying this since I've had it, the office, for like a year. I don't even drink coffee. I never even drink coffee a day in my life. So the accountant is doing his job. It's a good hire. Let's go meet my buddy though. Let's go.
So, when did you get out? You got out right before me?
2018, March 2018. I think it was right a little bit before you.
Oh. That's crazy.
So,
You went right back to San Antonio?
yeah, when I had first found you on Instagram, you had the black 1500 Chevy truck.
Yeah, I still have it.
You still got it?
Yeah.
Why do you keep it, Jake? Just like,
My workers have it.
oh yeah. Heck yeah.
They done ragged it out, man. That's bad.
You had one picture on your Instagram, and it was the middle finger coming out of the water. That was it. You didn't have nothing else.
I deleted it now.
And like, bro, you were already kind of popping though before the Instagram.
Yeah.
And I remember, and we were having conversations, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm about to turn up, about to start posting everything, about to start being consistent." And sure enough,
Because I read all those books in prison. And
Yeah.
it's like, that's what it was telling me to do, you know? But I wasn't doing shit, so I was like, I was still kind of like filling everything out, figuring everything out.
hmm
And then finally I just started posting.
you know, it's funny, bro, because whenever I have literally buddies that I work with, right? And they're like, "Dog, how do you know somebody of this caliber?" And like, you're like, how did he like do all this stuff? And then because they look at even just my story alone, like, oh, bro, they look at me and then I'm killing it.
Yeah.
And then you can hear someone else's story and it's just like, oh shoot, I thought you were killing it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, but it's because and bro, it's crazy because all of this, bro, it's a byproduct.
Exactly.
It was never the intention or the goal.
Right. This is a byproduct of consistency. That's it.
And they're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, and because they're, we're all hustling, selling cars to get the Hellcat.
Yeah,
and to get
exactly.
like, that's the motive. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
But and this was I had a buddy of mine almost got into an argument because he's like, bro, he's just trying to tell me like, there's no way, like, no, he had to have this as a goal, blah blah blah, this and that. And I'm like, bro, listen, okay, you're the type of dude, right, that no matter where they put you, your daily habits are gonna get you to the top, and whatever you decide to dabble in.
Exactly.
So honestly, bro, like on some real stuff, it got to a point where, like, I ain't gonna lie, bro, when I was locked up, like towards the end, I just got tired, bro.
Yeah.
I just got gassed of like waking up early, working out, like this. I kind of like lost sight a little bit, like, bro, I'm just so like, for what? Like, for what?
Yeah.
Like just losing sight. You know what I mean? Like being locked in for so long, and then losing sight because it's just day to day to day to day, and nothing is changing. Or so it just feels like it.
It does feel like that.
It just feels like, bro, why? Like, why get up at 5? Bro, I don't know if you remember J.D. Wagner. I don't know.
I think so. White dude, little short dude.
Yes, all ripped up. So
Yeah.
he was like he was like the you, but in the building. You were the you with the trusty
Yeah, I
cap.
remember.
He was the dude, bro. Tried to get on his program. You know how J Money was on your program.
Yeah.
He was literally walking in your footsteps. Everything you did, J Money was, and
Yeah.
he was cold.
Yeah.
Too. If you worked out, he worked out. you were shooting threes, he was shooting threes, and he was literally cold.
Yeah, he was.
At everything, and he was mimicking everything you were doing.
It was cool.
So, but I say all that to say, like, to me, that was he was on your program, bro. He was reading the books you were reading, bro. And in the penitentiary, he was killing it. And then outside of the penitentiary,
He got off the program.
he got off the program, and it didn't work anymore. Like, it wasn't working for him. And I remember a couple of times, bro, I tried to get on my boy J.D. Wagner, bro, and I actually looked him up, bro. He's back in there on a non-act sentence, and he did 15 years the first time, bro.
Remember that?
Got out, and then he locked in for a little bit, bro. Was working for a roofing company, selling roofs, bro, killing it, because he always had the image, the demeanor, the mouth game. He could talk to anybody. And then, anyways, I looked him up, bro, and he was back in there. So it was crazy. I don't even know what made me look him up. I just had a feeling that there was always a little part of him that would just, like, get back into his old ways, like lose sight, kind of like what I'm talking about. But then I got the spiritual side of me, bro, that always, like, pushes me back on. You know what I mean?
You were a beast.
So I'm like,
I thought you were gonna get out and go to preaching for real,
bro. And honestly, like, and I guess when you put it into perspective, I think one place that I did drop the ball, bro, was, so you sent me a message. I had my son on my lap, and I was breaking down some scriptures, and you were like, bro, I kick myself
I remember this
all
stuff.
the time. Do you remember when you met? Bro, you messaged me, and this is where I kick myself in the head all the time about it, because I'm like, bro, you said this is what you need to do every day. Same seat, same kitchen, with your son on your lap, and break down scripture the same way you're doing it every day. You need to do this every day.
Yep.
Bro, I only did it for a couple of weeks, bro. Did you know that I had a couple of videos, bro, that already, just weeks of doing it, I was already getting 25 shares,
I'm telling you.
2,000 views, and people were just like, you don't know how much this helped me.
That's
because
the feedback is coming and telling you, this is what we like. Continue to give us this. You didn't listen to the feedback though.
Yeah. And like, and it's crazy because there's a scripture in the Bible that says, like, so for one, it says, cast your cares upon him because he cares for you, right? And at the end of the day, it's like, you know, when I talk to anybody who's stressing and tripping and all that, I'm like, bro, in all your stressing, and it's funny, right? Because I'm like, it's easy, like, bro, why don't you listen to your own words sometimes, you know? And I do. Ultimately, that's what kind of keeps me going. But it's like, bro, in all your stressing and all your tripping, like, how much is that contributing to your life in any way, shape, or form? Nothing. Okay, so why trip? Why trip? And bro, you meet people like yourself, successful, bro. I don't think I've ever heard you complain about anything other than permits not being done when they're supposed to. And even then, you're like, oh, well, it is what it is. On to the next project. Let's go. All right, boom, real quick.
I don't worry about shit I can't control.
And
If I can't control it, what am I gonna worry about it for? And then I start thinking, like, okay, what do I need to do right now so I'm not worrying about it? Can I take action and actually do something in my control in order to take action to whatever is making you worry,
progress,
right?
Keep moving forward.
So normally you're worrying because you're like aren't taking action towards it. So once you start taking action towards it, the worry goes away
Yeah.
because then you feel like you're progressing.
You know, that's funny you say that because I remember, and I don't have all the details on it, but I remember hearing a preaching one time. And it was so many times where God says, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord, wait on the Lord. And he broke down the word wait in, you know, Greek and Hebrew and blah, 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 and the context and all that. And wait actually means working, moving,
cool. Yeah.
like moving. Like wait on the Lord is not this.
Yeah, it's still working.
Wait on the Lord is, okay, while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to go ahead and start knocking out everything else.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, that's a testament that I already know you're going to take care of that.
Yep.
So in my mind, I got the space in my head to start focusing on everything else. Why? Because I know that's going to be taken care of. If I'm sitting here doing absolutely nothing, waiting on him to move mountains, open up doors, and open opportunities, do I really trust that it's going to happen if I'm not moving on to the next thing because I'm so concerned and I'm waiting for this to get done first? And really and truly, when you're just sitting on your hands waiting, it's almost like a sense of doubt. Because if you trust it, why don't you keep on going?
Right.
If you trust, why don't you keep moving? And if you're just sitting here waiting for it,
what I
it's
do.
almost like you're waiting to see if it's happening, not
It's
waiting to
gonna
see
happen.
when it happens.
Yeah.
That's the difference. When God asks you to wait on him, it's not, don't wait on me to see if it happens. Wait on me knowing that it's a win. It's a matter of win,
And
not
that's what
if.
I've been doing. You know, I just keep pushing forward. Like, I don't have this shit planned. I don't know
Yeah.
social media is going to start popping off. I didn't know all these homes were going to start going crazy. I didn't know the investors were going to come knocking on my door. I didn't know any of this shit. It's not like I wrote it down. I was like,
Bro.
okay, this guy's going to come and he's going to ask me to partner with them on 5 homes. This guy's going to come, he's going to ask me to partner with him on 7 homes. Like, I had no fucking clue. I just kept working and kept building and kept doing my thing. You know, kept being consistent with the posting. And
So-
next thing you know, God opens the doors, man. It just
And bro, that's so back to what I was talking to one of my coworkers about right before I left, because they're like I was like, bro, you have to understand that you sit here and you mastermind on how can I do this, how can I kill it on the charts with day trading, how can I kill it in real estate, how can I kill it in anything, and you sit here and mastermind, and the whole time the answers are wake up early, go to the gym, like, and it's like, bro, you're waiting for like God's hand to pierce through the sky to open up this treasure box and say, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And the whole time the answer is go to sleep at 9 o'clock. But we don't like those answers though, because you know why? Because it's something that we know we can do.
Yep.
And we're waiting for something beyond us to do. We're waiting for like, no, the action is something that I'm not doing or something that I can't think of. But bro, there's literally no like
It's in us.
extracurricular, bro. It's
already
literally
in
what
us.
God in the Bible, God says, get up before the sun does. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing good out in the streets past 10 o'clock, right? The Bible doesn't say that, but it's so many words.
Yeah.
Out at night, like there's nothing. Jesus said, like, nobody walks in the night, because if you walk in the night, you're gonna stumble. Walk in the day, you won't stumble. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Do your work while there's light, and when the light goes away, go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And it's just those simple daily habits. So if you take those same habits, it doesn't matter if you're selling cars, it doesn't matter if you're selling houses, it don't matter if you're developing this, it doesn't matter it's the same habits in any industry that will cause you to kill it. But we're always looking like, oh, what do I do? What? This and that. So it goes back to, okay, so for like a lot of people that don't know, was literally locked up with you, right?
Yeah.
One of my favorite stories that I like to tell. So Roger, this is for you too. It's Roger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bro. So how long have you known Easy?
A couple months, I'd say. Well, almost a year now. At this
Going
point.
on a year?
Well, we went to a MMA fight. What, last summer?
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, all right, so when I literally say like, okay, so I talked to another guy that we were incarcerated with, Jeremiah Green, and so he's like, bro,
Is that greedy?
huh?
Is that greedy?
Man, I couldn't
Black
pull-
dude named Greedy?
Yes, light skinned black dude,
Uh,
but
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
he didn't
yeah.
go by Greedy though.
He got Hot
Jeremiah
Rod.
Green. He's from no, not Hot Rod.
No?
He's from Beaumont.
Okay.
And bro, if you see his face, you're gonna be like, dang, Green, y'all used to chop it up.
Yeah.
But it's funny because he calls me and he's like, bro, it's funny because he talks to me and he's like, dog, I'm gonna go to Easy's next mastermind. He's like, bro, I'm willing to spend time away from my wife and kids behind this, bro. He's like, that's literally how bad I want it. He goes, but what blows my mind is Easy is the same dude that he was when he was locked up that he is now. Like, he is literally the same dude.
Same dude.
So that's what I try to tell people, right? Because they always ask, bro, I literally have one of my homeboys that I work with, squeaky clean background. His dad's a desk manager, never been in trouble in his life before. And it literally looks like it frustrates him that somebody with a background can do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And he even called me out one time. He's like, bro, like, I don't even understand you. Like, bro, I don't mean no shade. I don't mean nothing by it. But how can somebody who has a felony and somebody who has a GED, I have a GED, and 3 years out of prison, so made 6 figures selling cars. Like, Like, he was like, I don't even understand that, bro. He's like, I've never been to jail. I went to school. I went to college, bro, and I'm
Crazy.
barely like even touching the surface when like what I think is success. And he goes, bro, it's a little frustrating when you got somebody who. And I just told him, I'm like, bro, you know what? For one, it's simple because the law of success, the law of hustle, doesn't respect a background. It doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't respect anybody. There's a method out there, and it doesn't matter what color, shape, size you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. It's a law that says, hey, wake up early, you know, you do all these things and you'll hit it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Do all these things and you'll hit it. No matter where you come from. I'm like, so for one, that's what it is, right? If you're sitting here thinking that you got to be X, Y, and Z and have X, Y, and Z to do that, or it's, you know what I'm saying, you're wrong, right? You're focused on the wrong thing. I said, but you got to understand, for one, I was like, when I was locked, because he was like, how can somebody like that level up so fast? He's like, it makes no sense at all.
They think
He's
you're
like,
selling drugs,
he's like,
doing
my
all kinds of
dad.
shit.
He's like, my dad has been in the car business. My dad makes 30 grand a month. He was in real estate at one point. Why didn't he stick with it? If it's the truth, why didn't he stick with that? Bro, we literally had this conversation. We're supposed to be selling cars on a Saturday. No wonder I didn't sell any cars that month.
Yeah.
And we're literally just going at it back and forth in front of the dealership. And I told him, I was like, bro, just to give you a little bit of background, when I was incarcerated with this dude, I was like, while I was playing chess, he was reading books.
Yep.
While I was reading love stories and Nicholas Sparks books for
Yeah.
entertainment, he was reading Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
And, you know, freaking Bigger Pockets and all that.
Exactly.
Like, I came out here knowing about the Bigger Pockets podcast, David, all these rest of people, literally because of conversations I had with you.
Yep.
And then
That's
I
all
go,
I talk about.
and if he wasn't doing those things, and if he was doing something to have fun, it was to substitute a workout. It would, you know, instead of working out, he's gonna go play handball for a workout, or he's gonna go hoop
Yeah.
for cardio, or he's
Exactly.
gonna
It was all very intentional.
or he's gonna and he would only play ping pong if he was playing against this dude Sonny, who was the best over there. But other than that, like, he wasn't wasting his time. Like,
Yeah,
me, I'm
exactly.
over there playing dudes who just started, like, just to, you know what I mean?
I don't like to waste time, and I'm still in this world, like the free world, that I don't like to waste time either. You know, I rarely waste time. That's what people are always like. I'll be with my girl, she'll watch a movie. As soon as the movie comes on, I'm asleep. But and then people try to small talk. I'll be wandering in my brain and be fucking on
Yeah.
my phone and shit. It's just- you know what I mean? Like, I just lose track of conversations because it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know. I just don't like wasting time. I feel like I have to progress.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
gonna make me smarter? Is this gonna make me healthier? Is this gonna make me wiser? Is this gonna make me richer? Is this gonna make me better in relationships? I just feel like I have to grow in everything at all times. Whatever it is I'm doing, I want to be growing in certain areas. I don't care what the area it is. As long as I feel like I'm growing in that area, then I'll do it, you know? So
Yeah.
if I'm gonna watch something, it needs to be like a documentary, you know, or
Yeah.
it needs to be some
Something that's
educational
providing
shit.
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
something. I can't just watch, the love story. Which I'm not saying you can't learn
No,
something
yeah.
from it, but it's not really my cup of tea.
But so that's exactly what I told him. I'm like, bro, so put it like this, right? Obviously, when you're incarcerated, you're always in the wrong time at the wrong place, bro. And that's what a lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, when you make it out the penitentiary, a lot of people don't understand, like, what it takes to make it out of the penitentiary. I always tell people, I'm like, bro, everybody goes in, the normal average person, oh my God, it's physical, you're gonna fight. I'm like, bro, that is the least, that is 10% of being incarcerated.
Yeah.
Because I've seen so many guys, bro, gang banging, thugging, cold from the shoulders, can whoop almost anybody that they fight and literally lose the battle in their mind
Yeah.
to K2,
Drugs.
to drugs, to this. And it's like, bro, you can this, and that's what I tell people.
Cell
I'm like, bro,
phones, cases, new
it's,
cases.
oh yeah, like, and that's what I told him. I'm like, so for one, I understood that off the rip. So for me, and I know you didn't get none of your work done in the penitentiary.
Nope.
People are like, bro, how'd you do 6 years in prison? You don't have a single tattoo. And it's, for one, it's because, like, look, 3 things that I never did. I never gambled. I never argued behind sports. I never argued behind religion.
Yeah.
An old school black dude told me that. He's like, bro, these 3 things you never want to do when you get in there. Never argue. You talk about sports, but don't argue behind sports.
Yeah.
Don't gamble. and don't argue behind religion. He's like, you're a Christian, it's cool, I understand. Don't get into a heated argument because you'll run into a Muslim that's ready to box behind that stuff, bro. And he's like, all it takes is one fight, and you just there's no limit to what can happen, bro.
Exactly.
I would see fist fights out here, and it's nothing, but you see a fist fight in the penitentiary, and the dude was like, he got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does it that inside these walls, like, it escalates so crazy? You know what I mean? But anyways, back to what I was telling my buddy. I'm like, bro, what you don't understand is like the battle is like in the mental.
Yeah.
And we conquered that when we was in the penitentiary. So when you come out here, how many times do people talk about when I get out, oh, I'm finna do this, and the women and the bro, you already lost it.
Already lost it.
Battle ain't even
And that's
started.
what happens to them.
And you're already lost.
That's exactly what happens to them. They get distracted by the women. They can't handle it.
The parting, and this, the fact that, and you know what's so crazy, bro? It's almost a shame to say for me, bro, that like I really didn't hit the ground running, bro. You know why? Because I felt like I deserved to chill. I just did 6 years, bro. I deserved to chill.
Yeah.
And bro, I told myself that, and I literally didn't get into to car sales for like, or just commissions, just sales, because I already knew that that's what
You're
it
doing
was.
carpet cleaning.
Yes, I was doing carpet.
Yeah.
I was like controlling inventory, and like I was cool and I was happy.
Yeah.
But because I felt like I just been through so much, I deserved to chill. And what is that? That's not physical. That's a mental thing. That's a mentality that set me back for like 6 months.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I shook myself like, bro, what the heck is going on? What am I doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so back to what I was telling him, I'm like, bro, what this dude is like this in the time frame that he did it because of what he was doing when he was in there. And it's funny because I would walk up to your cell a few times and you didn't have nothing in there but books.
Yeah.
Nothing, bro.
Just books.
Nothing.
That's all I wanted.
Nothing.
That's
like
what-
clean floor. It was always clean floor, tight clothesline. You know what I'm saying? Washed up cutoffs, all lined up. Like you could see the organization. It was organized.
Just books.
You know, it was just clothes. Everything was tight. Everything was white, and then just the books, and that was it. And you were only in your cell. I mean, in the cubicle while you was reading.
Yeah.
And then you was only outside if you
Working
was
out.
working out or getting your cardio in it, and like literally that was it. So that's what I tell him. I'm like, I was telling this
Structure.
individual. I'm like, bro, what you don't understand is like, so what I'm saying is like, before I even met you, I would talk to like other guys, and like you would walk through with Jay Money and a couple of other dudes that were all fit.
Yeah.
Like everybody, like all the like, for lack of better words, they're like, oh yeah, those white boys are stiff right there. Like those white boys ain't nothing to play with. Like
Yeah.
they'll get on the court, they'll run the court, they'll get on the weights, they'll run the weights. They get on the ping pong table, they'll run the ping pong table.
Yeah.
Like they were like, nah, them dudes are the real deal. And they called you easy, like easy.
Yeah.
And so at the end of the day, what I'm saying is like, it's crazy how even in the penitentiary, those habits literally created an image, even in the trenches, where people were like,
Exactly.
that dude's a real deal. That dude's a real
Same
deal.
shit
That
out
dude's a
now.
real deal.
Same shit out
Hey,
here.
nah, that dude's about his business. That dude's a real deal. And literally carried that same mentality out here. And now, what are they saying? Oh, that dude's a real deal.
I do the
Yeah, no,
same
that dude's a
shit.
real deal. That dude's a
Yeah.
real deal. But, and
Still, I don't read as much, but still going to the gym, still waking up early, still working my ass off. I watch a ton of YouTubes, listen to podcasts, do all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm constantly reviewing.
And
Now I know how to underwrite everything, so I underwrite a bunch of stuff.
yeah, and at the end of the day, though, like you said, like you might not read as much, but like you read when you were supposed to.
Yeah.
That's what
I would like to read
that's what
more.
matters. You know what I mean?
I bought actually probably like 8 books in the past couple months. I need to get on them. Because reading, man, is where the knowledge
Bro,
is. That's
I
actually what
still
changed my
got
life.
Rich Dad Poor Dad and
best.
Burr on my nightstand,
Burr's
and
good,
I hadn't even finished them. I need to stop playing
That
games.
Burr book is what got me to fucking like 90 rental homes, and then I was like, fuck. Yeah, now I don't want any of them.
Would you say like at one point it was good, and then the market
It just
just
got
switched,
so-
and you just gotta adjust? You just
I
gotta
think it
roll
just
with
got
it?
so big, and I bought them in the hood, and I had planned on putting them on Section 8. I planned on getting paid by the government. And it's just a massive headache. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just the maintenance on them and the management of it, of evictions and collecting rents and leasing them out. And deposits and all the taxes and insurance and fuck, man, I get mail like this like almost every day.
Oh
just
my God.
dealing with bullshit.
Everything regarding those.
Yeah, city fines
90
because
properties.
the person hasn't mowed the grass, and it's just like fuck.
How much does a property management team even help? Because I've heard some people like, bro, it's not even worth it. And then I've heard some people say like, oh no, it is. Like,
It's just like there's such small margins that now you got to pay a property manager like 10%, you know, of gross rents. So you're talking like if it's renting for $2,000, they're taking $200. But shit, you might only be making $200, $400. It's like you're taking 50% of my profits. It's just bullshit, man.
and at the end of the day, when you struck gold in developing, it's like, why even dabble
Yeah, exactly.
with silver when I could why would I
because
be?
those books, you know, were like you need to build up your cash flow.
Yeah.
Build up the cash flow, get the assets, and like, so I'm like, all right, well, shit, that's what I did. And then now I'm like, fuck that. Like, why? When I could just go do a development and make $2 million.
Yeah,
Why even fight for $200?
yeah.
You know,
Deal with all that
and try to
time.
get 100 of those going for 20 grand or whatever, 200 grand. It's still too much. I'd just rather go over here, build a home for $2 million, you know, profit, like build like a $8 million home, sell it, make $2 million, and do what I want with it.
Ah, that's crazy.
Put it in the bank.
That's insane, bro.
So I'm about to write my own book, you know.
Oh
It
yeah,
says development is the way.
It's the bread and butter, the cream of the crop.
It is. It's the creme. Like this dude that fucking built this probably made $50 million.
And you know what's another, like, going back to the habit part, like one thing that I'm realizing, cause I like to watch people and then I like to watch like mentality, right? So obviously, like, bro, and it's crazy because you don't have to go far, bro, to find the answers. Like,
Yeah.
it's literally not that deep. One thing I noticed about you, and I got a buddy back home, bro, who literally called me 2.5, 3 years ago. I might have told you about him, and he was like, bro, I'm making X amount of money as a master plumber, blah blah blah. I'm finna start my own. I think I'm gonna leave it and start my own business. He called me he has brothers that own companies. He called me, but he kind of called me, I'm assuming, for like just a spiritual, advice, like spiritual wisdom.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I can't even manage the money I'm making. You're asking me, should you do this or not? Like, what the heck? No, but he was just I was just like, bro, just do it. Just do it. But anyways, fast forward, bro. This guy has a 5-car garage.
Yeah?
Just bought a C8 Z06.
I love it.
I mean, he's in a classic cars. I'll show you pictures later. Like, this dude is just literally within 2 years has scaled his company. Plumbing company has like 4 or 5 plumbers. But here's
Entrepreneurship.
bro, here's the mindset though. Like, although it's kind of like trial and error.
Yeah.
You cannot go into it thinking trial and error. You cannot, bro. So at the end of the day,
Yeah, going all in.
in a spiritual sense, the Bible says this. It says, don't give a foothold to the devil, bro. It says it in James. I'll find it and show you. But it's just a small verse that it says, don't give any place to the devil. I was breaking down the scripture with my boy Rick. We have a little men's group that we do, and it's amongst us. It's not with the church or anything. It's just me, a couple of close friends. It's just like, just keep each other
Bible study.
accountable. Yeah, and it's real nonchalant. It ain't like no like verbatim scripture. We do not try to do all that. It's just like, or read a little bit, and then someone starts talking, and then boom, we just kind of let it flow. And we got stuck on that verse because we were looking up in the old school Webster dictionary, and it was literally saying, in other words, don't leave the door open. In other words, don't leave the door cracked. In other words, don't even leave enough room for light to come through. Like, we were just going down a rabbit hole on like, dang, like it literally says you can't even, right? So the principle is, okay, when you're walking with God and you're doing your thing, you cannot even leave room for distraction or anything. You can't even leave enough room for someone to stick a little piece of hair through. That's literally what the Bible says about the devil. Like, you can't even, and I like how one guy said it. He's like, if you give him an inch, he'll take a mile.
Yeah.
If you give him a ride, he'll want to drive.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's how, when you go into these things, bro, you cannot go in with although, like I said, it's trial and error. You got to try to figure it out. Like, you got into the rental properties. but you didn't get into it with the trial and error mentality, and look at how much you
Yeah.
scaled.
Yeah.
However, it goes back to, at the end of the day, you tried it, you figured it out, boom. Not to say that it doesn't work, it just doesn't work as good as development.
Yeah, exactly.
So boom, I figured this thing out. It's
Yeah.
not saying that it doesn't work. It's like saying, it's like saying selling cars. I'm not saying it's broken, but it's not as good as the opportunity to sell houses. It's just so on and so forth. It's not saying it doesn't work, but it's just not as good as this. So you just can't, like my buddy, like you, bro, like when I walked into the penitentiary and they hit me with, yo, bro, where are you from? I'm from San Antonio. Okay, you people gonna get with you in a second. Bro, I literally had just turned, I was 2 weeks of being 18 years old. Not even a man yet, bro. Not even fathoming. I'm 18 years old.
17 years old.
Bro,
That's crazy.
17 years old, got sentenced to 10 years in TDC.
Yeah.
And
I was 27.
for an aggravated robbery. And I literally walking into the penitentiary, absolutely not knowing what to expect, because everybody that's trying to give me a little bit of game as I'm going through the transfer units, I'm so stressed out. I'm like, when am I going to see my family? When am I going to get a visit? Haven't talked to my fam, bro. I'm not even a man yet, bro. That's the thing. I'm not even a man yet. And I'm over here just trying to comprehend, okay, I just turned 18. I got 6 birthdays to go, and I have the chance to see parole. So I'm 18. 6 years prior to 18, I was 12. So 12 to 18, how long did that feel? Okay, so from 18 to 24, like, I'm trying to figure out, what is this gonna feel like? How long is this gonna take? And I'm like, bro, from 12 years old till 18, that's how long I gotta go back and do just for the opportunity to see parole, just for the opportunity for them to consider me to go home. So
I came up every 15 months. Every year I came up.
because of the non-act, right?
Yeah.
And even then, like, bro, talk about the trying to keep your mental together. At some point, at what point do you feel? See, I went through one set off and I made it, right? And I feel like that's a little more tormenting than mine. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't know. I feel like that's more torture.
You're like, oh, I guess so. I mean, but after like your
I gotta
second
do
or
5
third,
for sure.
oh yeah,
or
no,
I can
I'm
do-
locked in.
I can do 15 months and maybe
Bro,
get out.
and then while I'm trying to figure out, like, I just started locking in with the Lord. I had already believed, like, I'm gonna get probation. I'm not going to jail. I'm good.
Yeah.
And then boom, exactly what I thought was gonna happen did not happen.
Yeah.
And now I'm here facing, like, did God even hear me? Like, what the heck?
I went
What's
through that
going
also.
on?
After
Like,
like my 4th, 5th set off, I was like, man, fuck, you know,
am I even hearing properly? Am I reading the right Bible?
Am
like,
I doing right?
and you start, and bro, and that's a
Should
scary.
I stop reading the Bible? Should I stop living by faith?
Should I start figuring it out? Like, am I really okay? So I might be on my own at this point. You know what I mean? I might be on my own. It might be up to me. You know? No, but and at the end of the day, bro, that, like, on a side note, that is it's a dangerous place for us to be in when we start to assume that the character of God is based off of the things that we're going through.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, oh, my circumstances are good. God is good. Oh, circumstances are bad. God don't love me no more.
Yeah.
Bro, you'll kill yourself with that
Oh,
mentality.
seriously.
But so at the end of the day, bro, and I'm walking into the penitentiary and I'm thinking to myself, like, or do I gangbang? Do I follow God? Like, what the heck? What do I do? And I just literally got to a point where, like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. And I just had to master the mental and make it through the penitentiary year after year after year after year after year. That mental battle, bro, of literally just walking. Have you ever seen, bro, like, or heard stories of, like, the whale at the Aquatica who just swims in a circle and swims the parameter of the pool? There's a story of a polar bear. They put him in a cage and he just walks the parameter of the cage. He wasn't supposed to be locked up.
Yeah.
The lions at the zoo that just walk the parameter. And that's exactly what happens to a man. A man ain't supposed to be incarcerated, bro. And there we are, just literally year after year, going to the same chow hall, the same cell, the same block, the same thing. Like, how do you not go crazy? The level of a mental fortitude that it takes to do that, you ought to kill it when you get out here.
That's what I'm doing.
You ought to kill it. And check this out, bro.
Let's go check out some crib.
Bro, I'm down.
Good. Dave will talk forever.
Oh yeah, no. I
I
told him too. I'm like, bro, I ain't been on a.
I sold that to my boy though, so I like building this too.
Jeez. Oh yeah, bro, that's cool.
pretty dope, huh? This one's sold for 2.25 million.
So you already have a buyer for it?
Yep. Sold for 2.25. Well, you can go in if you want. We don't have to.
That'd be cool. I ain't gonna lie.
I broke the record with this one.
Oh,
And
way.
no houses have sold over here for that price.
And it looks, bro, it has a nice curb appeal too. Like,
Yeah, and then this one should do pretty good too once I get this stone on it. Yeah, once I get the stone on it.
this is the diamond driveway.
Yeah, it's about to have turf on it.
That's gonna be crazy.
Try to hurry.
These guys here, how long you been using those guys? Contractors.
It's crazy. My landscaper's one of my students. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
I got a tile guy, he's from another student. So, but like the framer, I've used him on other projects.
Yeah.
So, here, you need this?
Yeah. How much would you say your is your style based off of like not including like the conservation parts, whatever, but how much has your style changed since you first started doing your
I
houses?
used to build contemporary modern homes.
Yeah.
But that's not what the market wants. I started learning that lesson later.
And it's crazy because I remember you started you used to always post like